not otherwise. And so now I'm in this absurd situation where I was born in South Africa but cannot get a license to operate in Starlink because I'm not black.
Well, it looks
Does
like
that
that's
seem
about.
right
Look,
to
it
you?
looks
Does
like
seem
that.
right to you?
Looks like that's about to change.
I just asked you a question. Please answer. Does that seem right to you?
Well, those rules were designed to bring.
Yes or no?
Those rules were designed to bring about an era of more economic equality in South Africa, and it looks like the government has found a way around those rules for you.
Back in the day, the media was, racist against black people and sexist against women. Back in the day, now it is racist against white people and Asians and sexist against men. They just like being racist and sexist. I think they just want to change the target. But really, they just shouldn't be racist and sexist at all.
Ideally, that would be nice.
That would be nice.
Yeah. And it's kind of crazy that we were kind of moving in that general direction until around 2012. And then everything ramped up online, and everybody was accused of being a Nazi, and everybody was transphobic and racist and sexist and homophobic, and everything got exaggerated to the point where it was this wild witch hunt where everyone was a Columbo looking for racism.
But they were openly anti-white and often openly anti-Asian.
And then this new sentiment that you cannot be racist against white people because racism is power and influence. Okay. No, it's not.
Yeah, racism is racism in the absolute.
Yo, so we back in here for another edition of F-ya-Motha, and that was brainchild Elon Musk and dim-witted Joe Rogan. Now, before I go into my whole spiel, Joe Rogan isn't like the fucking bastion of intellect to begin with. Let's just put that out there. Not only that, he talks about exaggerated racism. Yeah, like when you walked into a fucking movie theater in Maryland and called motherfuckers in there, you walked into Planet of the Apes referring to the black people as being apes. White people resemble them more, but I digress. He's a fucking idiot. Then you got Elon Musk over here talking about back in the day. For all the dimwits that out there that don't know his timeline, right? This fucking jackass wasn't born in America. He's South African. He came to America in 1992 to study at the University of Pennsylvania, right? Initially on a student visa, then moved to California in 95 to start his company Zip2 after briefly considered Stanford, eventually becoming a citizen in 2022. So he's only been a citizen since 2002. He talking about back in the day, where the fuck in South Africa? The fuck you mean? Back in the days, people that were racist, the only racism was against black men and sexism against white women. The fuck are you talking about? This is what I'm talking about. Anybody that's born after 2002, they don't know this nigga's timeline. Not only that, they don't know what the fuck was happening when he claimed back in the day. Now, Elon Musk is a few years older than me. Actually, let me correct that. A lot of fucking years older than me, right? He's 54, 55, AARP status age, right? Meaning he's not that fucking ahead of me. I was like 13 when he was 25. So he's talking about back in the days. Back in the days, he's 55 right now, 54, 55. Let's see, 30 years ago would have been 1995. Yeah. The fuck is he talking about back in the days, bro? You weren't on American soil like that up until 92. I think South Africa was still fucking racist. I think apartheid didn't end until, 94? The fuck is he talking about? You want to talk about a place that was real racist? And correct me if I'm wrong, right? If my timeline serves me correct, apartheid ended between 92 and 94. My years are, that's what happens when you get older. But he's talking about racism back in the day, bro. You weren't even fucking here. The fuck you mean back in the day? I vividly remember 1992. 92, I was like 9 years old. Racism wasn't just black people and sexism against women. Matter of fact, women had it real fucking sweet back in the 90s. If I remember, it was a lot more beautiful women on TV. Women got a lot of fucking opportunities that they got now. Modeling, right? We had supermodels. Who the fuck is a supermodel now? We had actresses that were renowned. Meryl Streep, what the fuck? Who's the Meryl Streep of the female caliber that's acting now? Sydney Sweeney? Fucking these stupid jackasses is talking about, right? But it's not lost on me that Elon Musk, his whole tirade about racism back in the day and all that monkey shit has nothing to do with America politics and social living. He don't give a fuck about that. He's mad because it says right here in the article, Elon Musk says South Africa has more anti-white laws today than anti-black laws during apartheid, as they fucking should. That's what the fuck you get. You had apartheid. You didn't think that the people had short-term memory, did you? You didn't think that they were supposed to make nice with you when you were doing fucking wrong. Never mind fucking the other European nations that colonized South Africa, the Congo, and every other part of the fucking continent, right? And the British, which colonized fucking South Africa. So yeah, they doing it back to you. That's what the fuck you get. Shouldn't have did it first. This is that shit that white people worry about. They worry about when it's less of them, then they're the minority, that black people gonna do the same shit to them. Well, black people in America, I don't know. I'd like to think we wouldn't. It's a possibility we could, as any other people. However, I know the nature and the culture of my people. We probably won't. Them African motherfuckers, that's a different ball game. So they won't let you set up your Starlink. Boo-hoo. You've already set up your fucking mining factories. You've already set up a shop in a goddamn country, to the point where you had the goddamn freedom fighter Nelson Mandela locked up for 27 years. I still don't understand how the fuck that got off the ground when the police and the COs and the correctional officers in the prison were all black. I don't understand how they went along with that, but never mind. Never let logic get in the way of a good scam. What I do know is that's why he's going on this whole white people are being racist against and people of color are oppressing white people. So shut the fuck up. You got a $40 million subsidy grant from the state of California to open up your fucking factory at Tesla in 2007. Knock it the fuck off. You are the last person to talk about racism. And as it stands with white people in America, I haven't seen the pendulum swing where white people are getting oppressed. Hell, I'm in Atlanta. It's 49% black and I think 41% white. Soon to be outnumbered in this motherfucker state, or in this city. But I don't see white people like being discriminated against openly in Atlanta, Georgia. I don't hear about white people being discriminated against in Detroit or DC or Ferguson, Missouri, or Oakland, California. I hear the black people being discriminated against still. This whole thing that white men are being oppressed, they still actually lead the league in the upper management jobs. They still lead the league in political jobs. They still lead the league in corporate CEOs in America. They still lead the league in middle management in America. They still lead the league in all these shits. So I fail to realize, like, and then if you're going to make that argument, like, it throws your other argument the fuck out the window. Right? That white men are being oppressed, but black people are doing most of the crime. If that was true, well, then white men would be doing most of the crime. Now they are. They're probably nonviolent, right? Molestation, incest, rape, SA, and all that shit, right? They're still leading the league in that, right? But if my memory serves me correct, if white men were really being oppressed in this country, then the murder rates and the robbery rates would match that. It would reflect that, because everybody knows that murder and robbery is not some shit that happens out of osmosis, right? At least not in the black community. Like, we don't go on mass shootings. What we do is we do retaliatorial shootings, right? Gang members, gang violence, robberies, drug deals, shit like that. It all stems from poverty. Like, the nigga ain't shooting him over a drug deal because he got money. The nigga ain't shooting that nigga that's a gang member because he rich. Somebody fucked the money up and he's retaliating, or somebody tried to take his money, he retaliated. With the white dudes, not so much. If you were being oppressed, you would have the same scenarios going on, same situations when it comes to robbery and murder. You wouldn't just be doing mass shootings for shits and giggles, right? Because somebody pissed you off and emotionally hurt your feelings. That's just me. Maybe I could be wrong. Maybe I'm doing a 1 to 2 comparison. Anybody with a half a brain could actually see the correlation between oppression and violent crimes. Right? They make this argument that we doing most of them, then how are you being oppressed? In any event, I probably, along with doing gender wars, might do a lot more videos on this scumbag, exposing him. He's nothing but a racist masquerading as a fucking philanthropist or a humanitarian. He doesn't mean well for the common people. He thinks people in working class are stupid, especially white people, just like Trump. I don't know how these motherfuckers think that they on the same team. The only team you on is that you team white. They still think your ass is the bench player or the bench warmer. This fucking smug fuck. He don't like white people. He don't give a fuck about white people. He damn sure don't like black people. So his whole thing about racism is just his railing against South African activists like Julius Malema and Joseph Mugabe, and the fact that the Africans are kicking the Afrikaners and Boers off the land that they stole 90 years ago. Yeah, that's what he really did. So he's trying to bring that shit to America. You know what I'm saying? The same thing when he was lying, talking about that South African Boers were being murdered and slaughtered, and this is bullshit. Russia actually reported that was bullshit. I was listening to the NPR station, and Russia's newscast actually reported on that, and they even said it was that. How the fuck is European countries saying you're lying? If European countries say you're lying, you fucking lying. Because last time I checked, it was a white man alliance, and the only reason they don't like Putin is because he wield too much power, and he want to take over the Soviet, and they don't want that because those little bitty ass countries like Ukraine and all those other fucking countries, they're part of the United Nations. He consolidate that shit as one Soviet territory, then they have to withdraw from the United Nations and not be allies of us. That's why we don't give a fuck about nothing but that. So the fact that this dim-witted jackass is getting on social media talking about, oh, it's racism against white men. He's from South Africa. This nigga don't even know what racism is. He know what apartheid is. Just the same as they don't have the concept of race, right? They have categories, right? They have coloreds, they have blacks, they have Afrikaners. They don't even have the same. So he don't know what the fuck American racism consists of. Motherfuckers like him think that if you got money and you black, they ain't no racism. It's just the stupidest shit. Not to mention he talking with Joe Rogan. So that's like the blind leading the blind. In any event, if you like this episode, you know what to do, and I'm out. No.